Mark.
2, 1, mark. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this week's rendition of the WREPCast, where we are fueled by cocaine and coffee. The only problem is we're missing the fun one.
Yeah.
I'm your host, Lucian Barrows, and this heap of fiber wire. Oh, I think I said that already. Anyway, this heap of whatever to my right is Load Failure 404. Welcome.
I'll tell you what.
It's been a little while. We're sorry.
Yeah, we're back. We've had things and stuff and other things and stuff.
And hookers.
Lots
and
of
robots.
Yes.
And robot hookers.
Robot hookers were fun.
Actually, that was fun at first. Then it got a little painful.
Well,
we shouldn't have let them watch
at least yours were. Mine felt pretty organic.
Yeah, but now I've got this like electrical discharge in my crotch. It's kind of weird.
That just means that you're positively charged. I can't talk.
Well,
I'm thinking about them robot hookers.
That's fine. I guess as long as I am staying positive, it's okay. Anyway, like I was saying, we were busy. You went on a little vacation to the Great Lakes?
Yeah. Went up, saw Lake Michigan. We literally just went north. Went up and saw Lake Michigan, oh God, I forget what the other
Did you go to Lake Titicaca? I don't know where that's actually at, so I
don't know either. No,
I'm no geographer.
No, but we went to see two of the Great Lakes up north, and we were probably maybe about 4 hours outside of
Straight?
No.
Somewhere nice?
Oh, it was beautiful. I put pictures up on Facebook.
Well, I mean, somewhere nice could be anywhere compared to Detroit, so...
Well, yeah. Yeah, Detroit's got issues.
Detroit's beautiful to rats.
Yes, and apparently RoboCop.
Right, and blind people. Don't forget blind people.
Yep. But, no, it was fun. Just went there for a day, 2 days.
I think it was 2 days.
2 days. Got to test out the new video camera that way. So
right. We have new cameras.
Yes, we do. I'm happy about this.
We'll get into a little bit about that stuff in a little bit.
And I talked about this a little bit on the blue screen.
Right. Well, we originally wanted to call the blue screen the loading screen, and we were trying, but then he found out that there was actually somebody else with that already being a thing, so...
Yeah.
Then I had to sit there and rack my goddamn brain to try to figure out something that would fit for us, and him specifically, for he can yammer on without me sitting there telling him to shut up. So...
Which I like, because him telling me to shut up makes me want to put duct tape around his head a lot.
Wouldn't bother me. I'd put worse things around my head.
Right.
Yeah, this is where I can make one of those your mom jokes, but I think I'll be nice. Well, one, your mom's cool. Two, your mom's like only a couple rooms over.
Dang straight.
At this point, so yeah, I don't want to die. Anyway.
He says that now.
Yeah, well, okay, I don't want to die without a smile on my face.
Okay, gotcha.
So I'll have to convince her to get naked first. Nah, anyway.
God.
Anyway, good. Your mom's awesome. Anyway. But yeah, so he went on vacation. That was after we initially failed to actually get the podcast. You had an idea, then had some things set up, and things just didn't go right. Well, they were going right until I showed up to actually record the podcast.
Yeah.
And then everything went wrong.
For those of you who tried to watch the live stream...
I didn't even touch anything.
It
just broke.
Because with these cameras and everything, I was having it all set up to where I could run it through the soundboard and have these mics and things like that to where we can actually do it without having to try to mold the sound and video and sync it up together to where my it doesn't look like I'm talking while my lips are going like that. It doesn't look like we're an old
Japanese movie.
Yes, he said it.
Oh, Godzilla! You get the idea.
Yeah.
Hey, okay, first of all, I love Godzilla.
And
He
he
and I-
loves
he and I-
Japanese women. So
he
if
and
you're
I
a
are
woman
tight.
and you're Japanese, he could possibly be your man.
And if you're looking to hook up with Godzilla, I can maybe do something about that. Him and I are pretty tight, so, we're both big and monstrous and scare people. So,
Right.
anyway, after his vacation, we were going to record the next weekend, but I was busy. I had already promised my brother that I'd come and watch the wrestling pay-per-view with him because it was already planned out that we weren't supposed to be doing the podcast that night, so that's... I had a friend coming over that night too, over there to watch with us, who I don't get to see that often. So it's just one of the things of I actually wanted to go watch the event, hang out, and all that stuff.
And me, I don't like his brother. So if it would have been at your house, I actually probably would have went, even though I don't care much for wrestling. I mainly just go to hang.
You're not a wrestling fan, but we did talk you into coming to a wrestling event once. It was a house show a few years ago.
I am not going to deny that was cool.
Yeah, just hanging out with a lot of us, even if it was at like a wrestling event, it was fun. We got to see guys like The Big Show and Jeff Hardy, some of my favorites and shit like that. So it was neat. And the house shows are usually a lot more packed because they don't need room for the stage and all that shit in the ramp. It's just you've got a path between a couple of barriers. So, and that place was full to the brim. Though I think, well, no, the Shinedown show that we went to last year, that wasn't as packed, even anywhere close actually.
No, but it was.
But the smoking area was packed at the Shinedown show.
Yes, it was. I walked out there with you guys just to stretch my legs, and I'm like, there's a lot of people.
Inside.
I know. It's like I think about half the stadium came outside. I'm like,
Yeah, probably.
holy crap, dude.
I'm guessing it was like that on the other side too.
Probably.
Thing is, no matter what, every time we go to the Coliseum there in Bloomington, we always end up sitting on that side of the area.
I know. I think we were sitting in the same area that we were last time almost.
We were close. Definitely close. That's for sure.
As I kept going, these seats, because there was a thing that I go, pretty sure that's where we were, a couple rows closer.
Yeah, we always sit on that side. So,
And then I
for whatever reason, I don't know. It's just, but now that we've like gone there enough for events, I always like to get on that side. It's familiar.
Well, the thing is, I don't like the Coliseum's acoustics in that area. I mean, because I went there for my cousin's graduation.
Oh wow, I didn't know they did a graduation there.
Yeah. Went there for her graduation a couple years ago. They had their own PA system, and all I heard was.
It was like Charlie Brown.
Yeah. Yep.
Sorry. Anyway, so.
Yeah,
That's
about that.
Right. Yeah, sometimes going to like the wrestling events that they've had there are a little. They could do better. But, it's small by comparison to a lot of others anyway.
Yeah, it's
like Peoria better.
Half the size, I think.
Yeah. I invited my mom to a concert in Peoria in November. I have no idea if she's going to go or not.
Which one?
Hailstorm.
Oh, serious?
The only problem is...
I'd go to that.
The only problem is that... And this is why I actually invited her, is that they're touring with a country artist?
Interesting. Which one?
His name is Eric Church. Apparently, people think he's pretty good that like country. I'm not really a country fan.
I can't think of anything that guy does.
Beats me, but like I said, apparently people like him. So I thought, well, maybe I can convince my mom to go.
That's like a very weird combo.
I know, it confused the hell out of me. They're not even on the same record label, so it's not like a promotional thing like that. It's just
they
weird.
probably know each other.
It's possible.
That's the only thing that's how I think a lot of bands hook up is they know each other,
Yeah.
It was like they're like I listen to Christian music off and on, and I know that there were different bands that they played with other bands because they've known each other, or,
Right.
or even better is one band just went, hey, I think you guys have potential, took them under their wing and said, let's go.
Well, yeah, it's kind of like the band, like one of the openers, well, the opener really that we saw at the Shinedown concert last year.
Oh yeah,
We as Human.
yes,
They were awesome. They were also discovered by Skillet.
Yep, and both of them are Christian bands.
Yeah, I mean,
and show love, guys. These guys rock. Okay.
Yeah, Christian or not, no matter what, they're both awesome bands, no doubt. I think We as Human has a chance to make it pretty big. In fact, about a month ago, I actually heard them on the radio.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, you know what? It's been like a year now, almost, not even quite a year, since I first heard about them. I thought that's cool. They're on the radio now. They're gonna make it somewhere. So I was kind of happy to see that because they performed awesomely that night.
They really did, and like I think I've even said it. I think about they were and Skillet were the only ones to really compensate for the acoustic issues.
I don't think We as Human did. They since they started, they had a lot of that.
They started to, and that because I do this a lot, like sound stuff,
right?
And so I could hear them starting to compensate, and then I heard them get a little lazy.
Right. I think it was a great concert and all that, but looking at it from more technical standpoints, there was a lot of issues with acoustics and all that going on. But I think the one that really got it, or the ones I should say that got it best, were Skillet and Papa Roach.
Mm-hmm.
They're the ones that did the best with it and made the best of it. Shinedown did a great job with it too, but by the end of it, like one of my ears was already shot to hell by the time it came out. So
I don't know. Your ears were shot to hell. Mine I could hear fine, and and I can tell you that they did good, but there was something that should have been turned down.
Yeah.
Just because it was too much of. I couldn't really tell what part of the spectrum was too high,
right.
But they were like really peaking too much.
Yeah.
If it would have been a full-size Coliseum, it would have been perfect acoustics.
Yeah, like honestly, for Shinedown, whoever was running the soundboard at that time, I think turned everything up. It was at the point where some of the songs, where as much as I love Shinedown and was mostly there to see them, some of the songs actually hurt to listen to.
Yes,
physically.
Physically.
It got weird, man.
And like to hear the guy talk, like even when he was talking, the lead singer, it just sounded like somebody ramped his mic all the way up, turned the gain all the way up, and then decided, oh hey, I'm gonna turn the low mid all the way up. And I went, oh God, can I go down there and fix it, please?
In layman's term, it felt like he was talking within your soul without actually being any spiritual involved. It was just all physically in your soul.
It was like,
it wasn't emotional. It just hit that deep.
It was yeah.
But that aside, it was still an awesome show.
It was still fun. Don't get me wrong. I just say from a technical standpoint, right. I'm like, I wanted to just jump down there and go, please, I will pay you to let me fix it.
You couldn't even pay for parking that night.
Wait, I couldn't? Was that when I was laid off?
I think it might have been. I paid for parking that night.
That may have been. When we did that, what did we do?
It was in August.
Yeah, I was still, no. Oh, I was catching up on all my bills.
Right.
Yeah.
And number 4 didn't have any actual, cash on him, or at least enough for that. So
he had just been called back to work several months before, so he was catching up too.
Yeah, he was. So, oddly enough, I was the one with the actual cash on me that took care of
I get my company likes to lay people off more than they should.
We won't get into that.
No, we won't.
Anyway, on the idea of events, there is some things that I want to talk about. Coming up this month, we are going to be going to a Renaissance fair.
Yay, Renaissance fair!
It's one that's going on in Bristol, Wisconsin. So kind of southern Wisconsin areas. Not too familiar with the area. I'm usually
it's
only
right on the Illinois border, almost.
Like I've been up to Madison, but I've never like stopped in a lot of those more southern areas. Like I've gone to Madison, and I've gone to Belleville, which is a smaller kind of area near Madison, because I've got family there. But I've never actually been to pretty much anywhere else in Wisconsin. So, I mean, Madison's a beautiful city. Even in the winter, even in the winter time.
Through that, going and coming back.
Yeah,
we drove through Madison.
Even in the wintertime, it's a beautiful city.
Yep.
And Belleville, I've got cousins there. I don't have family in Madison anymore. My aunt passed away a few years ago. So, but my family in Belleville, they've got a nice 2-story house up on top of this really, really, really big ass hill. I didn't like that hill. Driving up that thing scared the shit out of me. Like, I wasn't driving. I was still too young to drive at the time, last time I actually went there. But us going up that hill, it was so steep. It wasn't even funny, man. It wasn't like road. It was all gravel.
Oh, no.
Because they were actually having the house built up there. They bought the property and built, so they hadn't had the time to actually get everything done there yet. So, if I remember correctly. So, yeah, it was a really nice house, and Belleville is a beautiful, area itself. So, but yeah, we're going to the Renaissance Festival, and
don't mind me. I'm just looking up where I actually went because I'm having a brain.
Right. Yeah, he went last year with a couple of our friends, and this year we're hoping more of us can actually go to it. We've still got to confirm who was going, but we're going to try to, actually bring footage and pictures back from it so that we can have stuff to show for it.
Yeah.
Now that we've got these cameras and we've got the soundboard, microphones at least on loan for the moment, we're hoping that we can get a lot more taken care of, a lot more done, and a lot more new content out there so that we can get a little bit more popular, get a little bit more hits, so that we can eventually move up the ladder here on YouTube and all that, and in life in general, So
we like moving up ladders.
Yeah, I like high places. But anyway, so we're going, as far as I can tell, everybody's agreed that we're going to go on the 19th, which is Steampunk Weekend. Which, if we've had anybody that's been watching us this entire time since we've been doing the podcast, you might remember that we had a contest last year that nobody entered. Don't know if we're going to do that again this time. We might. We'll see how into the spirit we are when we get back.
Yeah.
We'll be going on Saturday, the 19th of this month. And so then that Sunday, if the timing's right, then we'll hold a podcast and talk about it. And hopefully have, just some fun videos up of being there, pictures up on our Facebook and things like that. And if everything goes well, some new content that we want to try to start doing. We're going to probably first try it. So we wanted to do it with people at like college campus and all that, because we live near Bloomington, Illinois. We've got quite the campus for ISU and
Wesleyan.
Yeah, Wesleyan, Heartland, Lincoln. We've got a section over in Bloomington Normal called Campus Town. It's made of campuses and all sorts of things like that, and shops that are there for the sake of better business and helping college kids with having things and stuff and whatever.
Right.
So the idea is we want to go there and
have a little fun.
Yeah, have a little fun, not in any kinky way.
Yeah, or the creepy way.
Okay.
Well, it might be
maybe.
Creepy.
I'm going for kinky, but that's going to be off camera. Probably not for my ISU though. I mean, come on, STD capital of the world, and that's just a campus.
Now wait a minute.
We're number one. We're number one.
I thought they lost that title.
Did they?
I thought so. I thought they were like number 4 or something.
Now that's a disgrace. I hope they win that back sometime.
I do too.
I don't. I really don't.
That's very sad to be known for.
Yeah, but anyway,
I've
we
said
have some
that
plans.
for years.
We have some plans to go around and have some fun on the campuses with people and do things that are legal.
Very legal.
But if we actually really have a good opportunity to, we'd like to do it at the Renaissance Fair as well.
Yeah.
We were going to try for a rock concert in August that consists of, it's actually a festival, really.
Yeah.
There's 2 stages. You've got bands like Godsmack headlining it. As far as I can tell, Seether.
Skillet.
Skillet's supposed to be there. We've got Buck Cherry, who's going to be headlining the 2nd stage. Crimson Kings, Pop Evil, all sorts of awesome bands.
Yeah.
And some that I've never heard of and don't even have anything whatsoever on the internet to even show what they've got going for them. There was one band that I found that this tour for this festival is basically their debut, it seems. Which is pretty epic in its own right.
That's pretty good.
Like, they might know one of the bands.
Well, that's the way I look at it, Or the band just say, you know what, you're good. Just like last night, I guess, I don't know whenever I get this out, but for when we're recording this, it was last night when we went to Gill Street Bar and Grill.
Right.
In in Bloomington.
Yeah.
And there was a band playing called Overdrive. I think I've talked about them before a little bit.
Probably.
They do a bunch of 70s, 80s, 90s music.
Right.
Like, I mean, they started out with shit. What'd they start out with?
Shit.
No.
We all got to start someplace.
No, Black Betty.
Oh,
yeah.
The band that does Black Betty?
No, they started out playing.
Started out playing Black Betty. Okay.
Yeah, I can't sing it for number one. I'm not gonna sing on camera for a lot of reasons. Big reason though is YouTube will not let us.
Yeah.
Damn you and your copyright laws.
Right. Anyway.
And
also,
anyway.
Good song though.
Yes, it is. But they did Aerosmith's Sweet Emotion. I mean, they did it all. They did the Eagles.
Anything by the Eagles, that's already awesome.
I know, right? What was it?
Did they do anything by Journey?
Yes.
Yes.
The one that Strangers in the Night.
Nice.
I mean, this lead vocalist is very, very insanely talented. His voice literally had a broad spectrum enough, and the band was versatile enough that and good enough that if I would not have known, who they did,
right,
or who the bands were, and just knew the music, I would have assumed that they did the music.
Nice.
That is how good they were.
That's pretty
awesome. Like we were there from 6. They went on till probably about 8 or 9. And like if you guys are familiar with Bloomington Normal, go out to Gill Street Bar and Grill, and
order some food.
Order some food. They have a good beer garden.
Nice.
Well, it's not really a beer garden. It's just an outside setting area. They're family friendly. Like they had I don't know. It at least was probably 70 or more by 50 foot or 30 foot or something. No, it was 50. Had to have been of just sitting area.
Nice.
And they had it covered and all that. And it was an outside bar, and they would come take your order and whatever. And it was a lot of fun. Oh, by the way, remembered where I went. Went to Lake Superior,
Nice.
And we were in Bayfield, Wisconsin. By the way, they have a. Going up that way, they had a good place that had their own micro brew attached. It's one that was called It was a hazelnut beer soup.
Alright.
Like it sounds weird as hell, but the best thing no, hazelnut beer cheese soup. Chap. It sounds weird as hell, but it was probably the best soup I've ever had in my life because the cheese literally counteracted the hops. So you got kind of the more hazelnut, and you got just a tiny bit of the hoppiness. But it was.
What kind of cheese did they use?
I don't remember. I really don't. But it was really, really good.
Nice. Anyway,
Anywho,
back to the original topic of the festival. I don't know if we're going to do anything with that like we originally planned. Money.
I would imagine that we need to make a phone call or send an email and get permission.
Probably that and, money. I ain't got it. And so I won't be able to go. So I don't know.
Yeah, I
Number 4 said he might not be able to make it because money. He just shelled out quite a bit for the company to have, the cameras and a few other things that we needed.
Yep.
So we're all kind of piss-ass broke right now.
Yeah, and
And
sadly,
I mean, the only reason why we're able to go to like the Renaissance Festival is that it's only $20.
yeah.
And so.
But
It's not
like,
that bad.
depending on how many of us goes, I'll wind up driving too, which
Right.
will be a little extra because I'm gonna be like, can I get some help paying for some gas?
Yeah. Well, I should have some money for that, so I could probably help a little bit. But I also had to pick up souvenirs.
I
So-
won't have money for that. If I may not even have money for food, like if I go, and I'm not even even joking, because I do not go back to work, or I'm not supposed to report back to work till that next week. So
Nice.
it'd be the 21st,
Right.
The 19th is a Saturday.
Yep.
Yeah, so I won't be back till the 21st. And I don't even know if I'll be on first shift or third.
Well, let's hope for first. That'd be better for you that way, I think.
Yeah,
In ways of other business.
yes. Although I will run into the same issues as number 4 with banks and things like that.
Yeah, that is problematic. I don't know. I mean, like, what? We didn't even get number 4 to the bank to get him on the account list.
Yeah, I don't even know how that did not happen.
That's a damn fine question. I reminded him, like, every day.
And
Like, every day we met.
he was here.
We did some work on some projects for Week Rogue that will eventually get out to you. We need some time to do some tweaks and editing and all that stuff, but we'll get them out there eventually, and hopefully you guys will like them. Until then, it's going to remain a surprise. But we worked. Number 4 had the week off of work, so we worked all this week on getting this content, and we're going to work more on getting more of it when we have time. And reminded that little bitch every day I saw him, like, you and Load here need to go to the bank tomorrow because they're up earlier than I am. It's like,
it was true.
I told him, it's like, you're going to be over here before I am. I'm positive of it. Before you call me to wake my happy ass up or just to tell me to come over because if I'm already awake, you guys need to take a moment and go to the son of a bitchin' bank. Still didn't get done. Had all week.
I seriously don't know how. I mean, he even said something to me, and then I don't know what happened. I really don't. I mean, like, I kept, like, at one point I was like, we gotta go to the bank. I'm looking at my watch. I'm going, it's, and yeah.
And then shit happens.
And I forgot that Friday was the 4th. So I was like, oh.
We even worked then.
Yeah.
Holiday my ass.
Yeah, about any self-employed people would.
Although, on the upside, Friday's when we actually got real stuff done. Because, I'll give you this much, for the time being, we've decided to use a green screen. Much to my behest, but...
Yeah.
But we've decided to use a green screen. So, Monday, number 4 and I were both busy. We had doctor's appointments, so couldn't be helped. Tuesday, him and I went to town to pick up all sorts of supplies that we needed that we had planned for our setup for a set. And then Wednesday, we started working on putting together a green screen because, DIY, it's what we do when we're broke.
Yes.
So,
besides, DIY is cheaper.
and fun sometimes.
It is. Like, we've actually
painful.
said that when we make it big, we're still gonna be those nerds that just goes
DIY. Do it yourself, for those that don't know.
Yeah.
But anyway, so yeah, we started Wednesday. We came over here and started setting up the green screen and all that, and we realized that the green screen wasn't big enough for the cameras we have, because these cameras are kind of weird. It's ironic that we got cameras from a company
they're
named...
smaller than this.
Yeah.
Like, I'm serious.
We got these cameras. We bought them. They're made by a company named Zoom. There's only one zoom spectrum on these cameras.
Yep.
And it's not like that physical aspect zoom that you get with normal cameras. It's digital.
So it's weird. Like you hit a button and it goes bloop, and you're like, okay, I need to back out just a little bit.
There's some weird stuff with these cameras. That's very weird. Next time we shoot the podcast, I'll bring my camera over because we've got 2 of them. I just left mine back at my place for now. I'll bring it over and we'll actually show it on camera.
Yeah.
We're going to show the camera to another. We're going to flash its brother.
All right. Wow.
And we'll show you all the weird little quirks like the microphone and the fact that it has no light, the removable LCD screen. Although one friend of ours and myself thought it'd be pretty cool if it actually worked when you removed it still. But
give me time.
Right.
Oh,
that'd be awesome. But yeah, for what these cameras cost, I don't know if they were worth it, but the definition on the cameras is still really great.
Well,
and it has good sound pickup. So.
And what I like I said, I can plug soundboard right into the camera, which is amazingly helpful.
Which we'll need for some of the jobs that we have lined up for us, and
right.
So they are an important aspect for our company at the moment. So take what you can get and work with what you got. That kind of scenario. So that was Wednesday. We realized that we needed more screen because otherwise the camera would be probably even closer to us than it is now.
Yeah.
To block out any side view from the screen or anything like that. So we had to extend the frame and extend the fabric on it to make it bigger. And then we had it wasn't an exceptionally windy day, it was just a very confused wind kind of day. The wind didn't know which way it wanted to blow half the time.
Not really.
So it was coming and going, and eventually it caused the screen to sway enough that some of the pipes stripped on the grip part, and down it goes. So we were kind of screwed for that day and took it apart and called it a day.
I don't know, I wasn't impressed with the galvanized pipe at that point.
Me either.
I'm like, why?
Although, you know what? I should have bet money that it was going down. I told you all that I had that feeling that screen was going down that day.
Well, yeah.
I just couldn't pinpoint exactly how. I knew it was going to happen. Anyway, by Friday, we got some more pipes, restructured it a little bit so it had more stability. Though we didn't get to really test it much because Friday wasn't that windy.
No.
So,
but I was kind of
really
glad that, we didn't have to find out.
Right. I'm cool with it. It doesn't matter.
Right.
It worked for the time being, and we'll take that.
It's like I was telling him, I said, well, either we built a really fancy kite or a sail, and we're just going to put it on a boat,
Right, so it's like if we ever build a boat, we got that covered.
It's kind of one of them, I can do anything with it,
But I have an idea. Anyway, so we've got that. We've also, given this time that we've had to, the 3 of us actually have had to be together for a longer period of time, has given us the opportunity to come up with a couple more ideas that we'd like to eventually try out, some mini-series, skits, things like that. So we've got a lot in mind that we have to work on, and hopefully within the next couple months, I'd like to say, we'll have a lot of content to actually start bringing out to you guys, so that we can actually make you enjoy what we do, and they, well,
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, I hope.
You know?
I hope you know. I mean,
I
you
hope
know,
one of us knows,
I know nothing.
But yeah, so that's our plans for that, and yeah, so look forward to stuff from the Renaissance Fair. Look forward to content that we'll have out. We're waiting on a program that we can use with the green screen.
Yep.
That was the plan, is we'd shoot, get some things shot and all that. Then by the time we'd have the program, we'd have at least a few episodes ready of what we want to do, and then we could actually put it up there. So.
Yep.
But yeah, enough about that for now. Let's actually get into other things that people might be interested in. I have a few quick things, if you don't mind, before we get into
I don't
more
mind.
real news.
Yeah.
I'll do my entertainment stuff.
Ah.
Because I'm entertaining.
You are.
When
that happen?
When you put me in front of a camera.
Oh.
That way everybody can actually
This
see me.
isn't a camera.
Is it a laser?
Yes.
Where's the sharks?
There's no sharks.
There's supposed to be freaking sharks with freaking laser beams attached to their freaking head.
Haha.
You're doing it wrong, jackass. Anyway, sorry. I actually do like the Austin Powers movie. So anyway, entertainment. Right now it's kind of old news, but at the same time still fresh and interesting. I've been wanting to talk about this, but haven't had a chance to because of time. And the fact that we keep losing it. I wanted to talk about, or at least make a mention of the fact that one of my favorite companies, especially on the web of anything, is making a movie, Rooster Teeth.
Yes,
Making,
I'm happy about this.
Making Laser Team. Their Indiegogo promotion came to a close this weekend.
Okay.
Because they kind of set the deadline for RTX, which was this weekend, which
Okay.
is unfortunate because I've been busy all weekend.
I thought the deadline
and missed
had
it.
came and gone.
I'm pretty sure it was this weekend or last weekend, whichever. Anyway, it's come to a close, and I'm pretty sure might have you see if you can find it on Indiegogo while I'm talking that they broke over 2 million.
Oh, I believe it. They were. I watched a little bit of the live stream. They were up pretty good. A pretty good amount.
Yeah, I'm just disappointed that I didn't get a chance to. I know I wouldn't have been able to go to RTX because it's in Austin, Texas, and I live in shit nowhere, Illinois, so and have no money. So it's kind of I would have loved to go, but couldn't. But they always live stream stuff.
I love live stream. I just wish.
I'm pretty sure it was this weekend that they were doing it. It doesn't feel right though. I think it might have been. It might be next weekend. I don't know. I've been busy all weekend, so I haven't actually had a chance to check.
This it?
Indiegogo.com. Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Making sure.
But yeah, it's if RTX is next weekend, I can't remember for sure. I'll look up that next because I'd like to actually sit
that
down
don't look right. Pretty sure that's not right.
No, I don't.
No.
It looks like there's a little bit too much more there.
Oh, here.
Oh wait, Indie Crown. Yeah, try that. Just click on that. Anyway, another thing I want to talk about. I know I've talked about.
I've
talked about Rooster Teeth's series
talking.
Ruby, which is a fun series to watch. I don't know if you've ever sat down and actually watched it.
No, actually, I have not.
You really
There
should.
we go.
There we go. Laser Team.
Yes.
Laser Team. Okay, find out how much it's made. Becomes no. Oh wow.
Yeah.
They're in ways of film.
Total of more than 2,200,000 or 241.
More than $2,241,043 raised.
Good job, guys.
Like a couple of months.
Good job, guys. Really good.
For the Laser Team movie, and it became the #1 film promotion on Indiegogo. That's epic. So, yes, what he said. Congratulations to Rooster Teeth. You guys may never see this, but
hey,
fuck it. I
like we try and tag Rooster Teeth in this.
Right, and I like talking
just
about it.
Because it's Rooster Teeth. We kind of like you guys.
Really, it's Rooster Teeth is the way they've done things over the years. has been kind of, at least for me, I can say, has been an inspiration on how we want to be able to do things. It's it's worked for them. I don't think we're going to do exactly how they've done things. We don't have this epically hilarious series to start with.
Right.
We kind of started in
With
a different fashion.
with this.
Yeah, this is our
but
start.
still.
And we're going to build into epic series.
Yeah.
So, well, hopefully epic
We're
series.
hoping.
We've got a lot of ideas, and I'm not willing to
With
talk
your
about
help, we can make this great. Help us to make this great for you.
Yeah.
Yay.
Anyway, but yeah, second season of RWBY's coming up, starting the 24th of this month. So I know number 4 and I are looking forward to that. We've been waiting for it.
So, what's Ruby about?
That's kind of hard to explain. It really is.
You're asking loaded questions. Quit it.
Right. It's one of those things that it's a little hard to explain. I recommend actually just sitting down and watching it because, just not just saying it's a fan of Rooster Teeth or a fan of anime because it's done in an anime style, but more CG. It's a great series. The characters are fun. The story is great so far. And it's just one of those things that's just worth sitting down watching. And to really get a feel for what it's about, you kind of have to see it yourself.
Okay.
So yeah, I recommend, checking it out. I really don't know how to describe it, so I just say, yeah, watch it. It's worth it. And I know number 4 and I are pretty happy about the second season coming out. I knew that they'd do a great job with it. So I'm really happy to see that it became as popular as it was. So it's good.
I'll have to check it out.
On one last note for myself here, and a little bit of entertainment news for something I'm interested in. I don't know if I've talked about. I know I've talked about one of my favorite anime series called Toradora. Now, this anime came out in 2008, so it's been a little while since it originally released. It came out it started. It started in the winter season of 2008. So, and ended in early winter of 2009. And it was a great series, one of my favorites of all time. Really funny, and when they get to the second season, second half of the season, it gets a little more dramatic, but still really funny and just an all-around great series. It's one that's near and dear to my heart. Being able to sit down and watch it as much as I did, even when it was just 13 episodes still, and I was waiting for the next week for the next episode to come out. There was a rough patch going on in my life at the time, so having it really actually helped me get through some shit. Made me laugh, made me forget my problems, and so it was kind of nice to have. And so, like I said, it's one that's near and dear to my heart. Well, anyway, what's made me happy is that a couple years after the series finished, it was only 25 episodes, I think, something like that. 24 to 26 episodes, I can't remember for sure off the top of my head. There was a company that bought up the rights here in the States to reproduce it in America. Or not, but yeah, redistribute it, I should say, in America. The only problem is, usually when a company does it with an anime, usually they intend to do dubbing work, and, they put out the dub work.
Right.
This company, this was their first anime they ever picked up.
Mm-hmm.
And they had no intention of ever dubbing it.
That don't make sense.
There's been a company since about 2010 now that has actually had the license here in the United States to that series and didn't do anything with it. As of the first of this month, it was finally released in full, which is rare to do for an anime box set. They usually do it a few episodes at a time, usually 3 to 4 per disc. Then, so on and so forth.
Oh, that's a waste of space.
Yeah, but it's a great way to make money because people will buy it.
That's true.
But, anyway, it's rare to see this, but they dubbed it all and just released it all at once in one big box set.
Wow.
On the first of this month. So I'm actually really happy. I've already found it online to watch. So I'm actually really happy that they finally got that done. And they did a pretty good job. They picked some good voice actors. Sometimes that's hard to do. And it's really hard as someone who like has watched the series umpteen different times before and then seeing it dubbed finally. You get a little picky about things like that for the voices because you're so used to how the voices were in the Japanese version and
I see.
So it's kinda...
See, I've never ran into that.
I've ran into it a few times. There's some animes where it's just like, no, I can never watch the dub to this because they did such a shitty job. Well, there's a lot of them where it's like, oh, cool, a dub came out. That means I can watch that while I'm doing other things and, still know what's going on. I don't have to sit and read something, and I can play a game while I'm watching it and that kind of thing.
Right.
And it's like, oh, good, the dub work is at least decent, so I can manage just listening to it. And there's been times there's just utter shit. So...
Well, there you go.
And... Yeah, sometimes that's just the fault of the company who originally owned the license of it in Japan. They tend to get a say in who they want to actually, do this character, so on and so forth. So they have a hand in it.
Kind of makes some sense.
Yeah, but they don't always do the greatest job of hand-picking the, best people for the job.
Right.
One series I really like, they had a cheerful, cute girl, then they had this... what would be considered a sexy character, right?
Right.
In the dub version, the cute girl had a sexy girl voice, and the sexy girl had a cute girl voice. They somehow messed that up completely. Like, no, you guys should have realized this sooner, that you should have totally swapped the voice actresses for those roles. It sounds retarded when you hear them talking to each other. So, but yeah, that's my rant and ramble for all that shit. But if you're a fan of good anime, check out Toradora. I see you looking up something interesting right now.
Yeah, it was something I read haphazardly, and I'm seeing if it's just a rumor or if it's a real deal.
Okay. This isn't so much of a rant as much as it is a complaint.
Oh boy.
Real quick here. Okay. An explanation. I was looking up something yesterday on IMDb because I was curious. There's a new Dracula movie coming out called Dracula.
Great.
It's called Dracula Untold, and it actually looks really badass. The guy who played, I can't remember his real name, but the guy who played the villain in Fast and Furious 6, who played Ian Shaw, that character.
The what?
The guy who played Ian Shaw, the bad guy in Fast and Furious 6.
Oh yeah.
He's playing Dracula. The guy's a great actor, so I just can't remember his name for the life of me.
I have no idea.
But he's gonna be playing Vlad Tepes, Dracula, and it's actually the story about how and why Dracula actually becomes Dracula.
Oh, now that could be interesting.
Like actually becomes a vampire and all that stuff. It looks amazing. So I'm really interested in seeing that. Now here's my complaint, and it's not about that movie. I just wanted to tell that to actually get the proper story. The guy who is going to play Dracula is going to be playing a character in another movie. Here's what pisses me off: is the other movie is the remake of the original Crow movie.
Wait, what?
Yeah, they're remaking the Crow movie.
No.
That irritates the shit out of me.
Seriously, people, quit your fucking remakes.
I can understand remakes of great movies.
Oh.
Like, to a degree.
To a degree.
60s, 70s, 80s even, that kind of shit. But The Crow was like from the mid-90s.
I know.
It's not time to remake those yet. Plus, I feel like it's just not right to remake that movie. The original was great as it was, and Jet Li's son died in that movie in real life to make that movie happen.
Well, now, wait a minute. And here's another thing I just read about. Not what I was looking up, but same thing, something that I read about, though. The rebooting Stargate SG-1. Seriously?
Some things like that only work once.
Or, no, not Stargate SG-1. I'm sorry. They're rebooting just Stargate, the actual movie
Right.
that they did back in 1994. Which, okay, but could they just made a sequel? I mean,
Right.
they had plans to make a sequel, and they took the sequel and they made it into probably the longest running television series, probably the best sci-fi series I've ever seen. Yes, I'm, other
Not the
than
longest
Star
running.
Trek, but yeah, they ran for about 10 years or more.
Yeah, but not the longest running. I guarantee that.
Sci-fi.
As far as sci-fi, yes,
I
that's true.
That's where I was
Right.
going.
Also, having like 2 spin-offs series is
Yeah,
pretty
but
amazing too.
Well, yeah,
I mean,
but
okay,
but
SGU wasn't that great, but
no, it wasn't.
but Atlantis was awesome.
Atlantis, what? Personally, Atlantis should have gone for a third or fourth
Right.
season.
Honestly, when I first got into Stargate, like it was because I stumbled across like an episode of Atlantis on Sci-Fi one night after Eureka, I think, or maybe it was after WWE was on because they have SmackDown on Sci-Fi on Fridays, and don't know why, but
I've been wondering that for years.
but
Probably to get guys like you to watch.
I still don't watch SmackDown. Raw is more interesting. Anyway.
I
Well,
don't know the
usually-
difference. I'm sorry.
There's not much of a difference. It's the same people. It's just 2 shows, pretty much.
Oh,
I'm just usually busy I was usually busy all these on Friday nights, so I never watched it.
oh, gotcha.
So, because we used to all get together on Fridays and
True.
hang out and do shit. So, never had a chance to watch it. Didn't care. It's usually boring. So,
Your brother usually had it on anyway, which
yeah, but
annoyed me.
never really paid attention. Not gonna go into that. Not
Yeah,
gonna go into
no,
more notes,
that isn't.
But yeah, when I first got into Stargate, I started with Atlantis. Like I knew a little bit of the lore, not much, but I knew a bit. I actually started watching Atlantis on Netflix before I started actually watching SG-1.
Oh, nice.
And it's like, I'm a little confused about some things, but at the same time, I totally get it. So, and then I'd catch a few episodes of SG-1 on here and there, and it's like, okay, now that I've finished watching Atlantis, I gotta go back and watch all of SG-1. That took me a while. Not gonna lie, that took a bit of time to watch that. I was all Stargated out by the time I finished that shit. And I started watching Stargate Universe, and it's like, next. So, but that's how it goes sometimes.
Yeah, it does. I don't know. I tried Stargate. I even stuck with it, just hoping and praying that they would make it better. And when they, I don't know, the last show, I just went, this is the end, and I'm kind of glad, because, like, they had something unique they
Yeah.
were trying, and I thought they could actually pull it off. Because, I mean, come on. Like, I'm not going to go into it, but, like, if you want to go back and watch Stargate Universe, it's on Hulu and Netflix and whatever. But I really thought they could make a go of it, and it started to get interesting toward the end, and then I think they just kind of had no idea what they were doing.
Yeah, pretty much. Anyway,
Yeah,
I am pretty sure that mostly
we're
talked about.
almost out of battery.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh shit, that's bad. Okay, so what do you want to do?
Well,
You
talk real quick about what I got up here, maybe.
All right, let's do that.
Alright, guys. I know some of you hated the reboot of Star Trek. In fact, I know a lot of people from the Next Generation universe hated it because they believed they could have done a whole lot more with the universe that was already in place.
Right.
I personally agree, but it was interesting how he ripped apart the timeline and destroyed everything that everybody knows about Star Trek.
Right.
Apparently, he is aiming to try and have another Star Trek movie out, by 2016. And apparently, JJ is going to be trying to direct this too, while Google crashes.
Right.
Great.
Yay.
That's
Gotta love that.
yeah. Well, it's not Google's fault.
Right.
Anyway, so what? So I don't know. He's gonna have a rough time though, running between doing filming Star Wars 7, and then he's gonna be doing Star Trek 3. I'm sorry, pick one, dude. Just pick one. I mean, come
I'd
on.
rather him stay with Star Trek. I want somebody else to do Star Wars.
Yeah. Because really, I don't want, him to rip apart, what...
There's just too much to Star Wars and lore and all that to rip apart. I think
if he did that, I think there would actually be probably issues.
Yeah, I think honestly it'd be one of those things that could bring in a new generation of fans, but it could lose 40, 50 years of fans now.
Yep.
It could lose
and
multiple generations of fans.
The fact that now, has it been confirmed that Harrison Ford won't be, since he sprained his ankle?
I think I heard somewhere that production was going to be on hold because of that.
Okay, because...
Now, I mean, if it's just a sprain, that's not going to take long.
Well, yeah.
Even if he has an old
man.
man.
I kept hearing rumors that he was going to get replaced and whatever with this name.
Look,
and
for the Star Wars movies, there's always been nothing but rumors. I don't know if anything we've heard has ever actually been fact.
Well, I know, and that's why I'm hesitant to even really talk about this, because it's like, I think the only thing I really believe out of the entire thing is that it's the original cast. There's going to be a movie. J.J. Abrams is adamant about directing this. That Harrison Ford hurt himself. And I
tell you
you know what? I keep wanting to call him Steven Spielberg. I'm sorry. Oh my God.
I tell you what. Here's a piece of good Star Wars related news. For people like you and me who are gamers and have been for a long time, we've enjoyed games like Star Wars Battlefront.
Yes.
Specifically, we enjoyed the hell out of the second one, and still occasionally like to enjoy the play in it.
Yeah.
Especially me and number 4. We get bored enough of every game we have, we'll just revert back to a day's worth of playing Battlefront 2 on the 360 using the old Xbox version of the game.
Yep.
And just do the conquest mode and run through like crazy for a couple hours and then rinse and repeat for the rest of the day. The one great thing that I took out of E3 this year, which we didn't really get a chance to talk about, but
and we apologize, but I did do my homework, but it's been too long. Other people have done.
Check other people out. Check out GameSpot.
We'll do a better job next year. We promise. Just
with any luck, we'll be there next year.
Yeah, I really want to be there next year.
But
anyway.
The good piece of news that I took out of E3 the most is that it is officially confirmed that they are still working on, and more so working on, the new Battlefront game.
Now that's a good thing.
I'm looking forward to it. There's supposed to be more about it, maybe even a release date possibly coming this next spring. So, kind of excited for spring to get here already.
Ooh, nice.
Because I'd love to see what they have to say about it, because I want that already.
Me too. And I don't want an awkward shutdown on this. So, yeah, apparently when you record in HD, it sucks down more power.
Good to know.
Yeah.
We'll have to remember that.
Yes.
So I guess we're probably going to have to call it early tonight.
Yeah.
But I tell you what, just real quick, I'm going to try this. Let's see if we can get one in. Okay. Here's an Ask Reddit question. If you had to scream a movie catchphrase every time you ejaculated, what would it be?
You know what? I've been wrecking my head with that question. I seriously have no idea.
I have a lot of ideas actually,
Oh,
because
God.
I'm a big movie guy. I like a lot of stuff. But you know what? I think one just a real quick and easy reference. I'd probably, as soon as I'm about ready to shoot my load, I'd just yell out, "Avengers Assemble." It just seems like it'd be just pertinent. Or Hulk Smash, whichever.
Oh my. Oh, God, no.
I'm Iron Man! Ah! Just saying. So,
Oh, God.
right, so...
I've got nothing for that, and it's not that I'm drawing a blank. He asked me that question before we started, and I couldn't come up with anything. I just got nothing good.
Right. We'll see if we can come up next time, maybe. We might try asking that again and see if I can come up with something better.
Yeah, and I'm...
Beam me up, Scotty!
Snotty beat me twice last night.
Alright, anyway. So, sorry we have to cut it short. And
No, it wasn't Scotty, it was Snotty.
Yeah. Sorry we have to cut it short. And,
Yes.
Sorry we were gone for too long. I know you guys love seeing our faces.
Yes. As much as we love to see you.
We're pretty.
Yes.
So anyway,
Pretty.
there's a lot of stuff we didn't get to talk about, but, with the new cameras, it's trial and error, like we said. So we tried and we erred. So we'll have some things to talk about next time that we didn't get to talk about this time, and it'll be a little out of date, but still there's some of them that are actually pretty interesting topics.
Yeah, there are.
So in the meantime, thank you once again for joining us for yet another fantastic gathering of whatever the hell we are.
I have no idea, but we are
something else.
Yes, definitely.
I've been told I'm a
else.
character. I still haven't figured out from what cartoon.
Yep.
So anyway, thanks again for joining us.
Well, I think
have our
he's a
babies
parent
one
from the Charlie Brown cartoons. Apparently, you were.
No, I can actually talk, right?
Well, I don't know. You were okay, fine, young adult then, because you kind of went between.
I'd like to believe that I came straight out of Ren and Stimpy when I was a kid. So, right?
Yes. Okay.
So anyway,
so
thanks for watching.
Tell us which ones you think we are. I have a good idea.
Ren, Stimpy.
Could work. You stupid!
No, Ren was a smart one that called Stimpy the idiot all the time.
Damn it!
And he didn't say you stupid. It's you idiot.
See.
I love that show.
My mom. I've seen that cartoon in years.
Neither did I, but I loved the hell out of it, and I kept watching it because my mom hated it so much.
Oh,
she
that's
still
funny.
let us watch it because we shut up and watched it and weren't annoying. So anyway, thanks for watching. Do the whole have babies thing. We'll do it too eventually. One of these days, we're gonna inseminate you, or you're gonna inseminate us, whichever comes first.
One of the two could be awkward.
Right. Like I said, whichever comes first. Thanks for
waiting
for that though. Yeah. Anyway, moving on. Thank you. Thank you. It's fun as usual. And keep your dick wet. Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Bye bye. Oh, sorry. I might be a bit. Bye bye.
Bye.